It's not for the faint-hearted, and that's why so many people stay in the lane they're in and they'll never change. Moaning is not going to do anything. Stop sharing it with the world. Take the action first. Hey guys, we are back on my living room floor. I'm sitting on my cushion, and that means one thing and one thing only, and that is that it's going to be a really chatty, just chilled advice video to help you guys out who are feeling maybe a little bit lost, or you want to become your best self and you have no idea how to get there. There are so many things on the internet that make us assess our lives. It could be the trends that go around, that girl trend, the clean girl aesthetic, all of these girls that just seem to have their life completely together. They look like they do it so seamlessly, so effortlessly, and it can make us evaluate where we're at in our lives, which isn't a bad thing. It's good to assess your life from time to time and to make sure that you are happy with where you're at. You should never compare yourself, because everyone has their own path, everyone has their own life. Just because someone is living a certain way, it doesn't mean you need to live that way, but you should be living in a way that is reflective of who you want to be. And it can seem so overwhelming hearing statements like that, and that is why I'm here today to really help you along with that journey, doing things that are actually effective and going to work to become who you want to be and to just reinvent yourself in 2023. So I've been through quite the journey this year so far. If you've been following me, you will know about it, but I've really come a long way in myself. I've managed to really reduce my anxiety. I've managed to just be a lot calmer in myself, to enjoy my own company, to enjoy the moment, to stop rushing. And if you asked me last year if I'd be these things, I would have told you no 100 times over. I was such a stressy, overwhelmed, anxious mess, and I just feel so different now. There's just little things I've done to get there, and we're not talking going from one extreme to the next. We're not going to be doing no exercise today, tomorrow we're going to be down the gym for 2 hours. It's unsustainable. It does not work. We're talking about things that are really going to help you to actually elevate and change your life and to become who you want to be. The first thing I want to talk about is mindset. How you view the world is quite literally how your world will be. And when you're not in the best headspace, when someone tells you mindset is everything, you just want to tell them to shut up, because when you're in a negative headspace, you're not feeling your best, it's so easy for someone to tell you your mindset will change it. And you can't change it because you're feeling so rubbish. But it is so very true that how you view things and your mindset is really what determines such a big proportion of your life. It's ultimately if you view something in a positive or negative light, and that's going to determine how happy you are, how blessed you feel, how grateful you feel. And we're going to touch on that first, and how I've managed to change my mindset and how you can do it too in a really effective way and with no effort. And just to give you a little bit of context, back in December time, I would wake up every single day with a horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. I would feel so anxious, down, and I genuinely did not know how to feel happy again and when it would change. And the main thing I did every single day to drag myself out of that space, if you're one of those people currently going through a hard time and you're not feeling happy, is just to keep going and to do things every single day that the person you want to be would do. I'm going to circle back to that later on in this video, but every single day I would get up, despite feeling rubbish, I would push on and keep going. Even if I wasn't happy, even if going out doing the things that I thought I would enjoy didn't actually give me joy, I would still do them anyway, because I knew in my heart I will get back to being happy eventually. And if I keep doing things that should bring me happiness in my eyes, the things that I know I enjoy, eventually they will start to bring me happiness. So don't dwell in the negativity, just keep taking action and keep doing things, because eventually it will start to clear. A statement that I've said so many times is that any negative emotion is just like a cloud, and your whole world is the sky, right? And a cloud does not stay forever. So try and view whatever negative feeling you have as a cloud. It's gonna pass by, and you just need to keep getting up each day and keep going and keep doing things that either make you happy or things that are who your future self wants to be. And like I say, we'll circle back to that in a little bit. And eventually, it took a few months, but it's completely gone, and I'm genuinely feeling the happiest I have felt in the longest time, in years in fact. Yeah, just keep going, you've got this, you will get through it. For anyone that isn't in a bad headspace and you're just looking to reinvent yourself this year and to become the best person you can be, the first thing you're going to want to do is to stop taking the opinions of other people's quite literally and listening to them. Unless it's someone you aspire to be like, stop listening to outside voice, noise, opinions about how you should live your life. People's opinions are going to be very warped based on the way they view the world. And just because they're your best friend, your mum, your aunt, your dad, whoever it may be in your life, even your partner, that doesn't necessarily mean their opinion is accurate. It's just an opinion. It doesn't mean it's what you should do. It doesn't mean it has your complete best interests at heart. They may think they're coming from a good place, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate and is going to be the right course of action for you. So if you're looking to do something, yes, it's nice to share that with our close friends or family, or if you want advice on something, again, likewise, but just take things with a pinch of salt and don't act on opinions of other people unless you aspire to be like them, especially when it comes to your career, finances, and bettering yourself. People around you may not be the same as you, and that's okay, but you need to start surrounding yourself with information that is reflective of who you want to be. So for example, I've listened to loads of podcasts over the last few months. The Diary of a CEO, On Purpose by Jay Shetty, and there's a few more, I can't think what they're called, but I just listen to them when I'm in bed, when I'm switching off, when I'm trying to fall asleep and I just want some positive energy and I want to have some positive reinforcement, because they are people that I aspire to be like and I look up to. And the things you hear, you would be so surprised at. Just a little word or statement that you hear from these people can really have such a big impact on your life. There's been so many little takeaways that I've had from watching these videos that has just made me view life differently and just change the way I behave. So that is such an important step. The next thing you need to do is to stop oversharing. Now, it's something that I used to do an awful lot of, and not much good comes from oversharing. If you're looking to better yourself, or you're doing things and you're changing your life, stop sharing it with the world. Take the action first, and then you can perhaps share the progress once you've made some, or you can share the results once you've got there. But stop announcing every single thing you are going to do with the world or with the people you know. I've made this mistake throughout my entire life. Let me just say that. I really have. I am such an oversharer. I still am to some extent. I feel sometimes that I owe it to people to tell them what I'm doing, or maybe this conversation has gone a bit silent and I think, oh, I can fill this void with explaining what I'm up to. Stop oversharing. You do not need to. Not much good will come from oversharing. Like I said before, it goes back to opinions. You're going to have unwanted opinions. You're going to have opinions that could sway what you're doing and make you doubt yourself. And if that's what you want to be doing, you should do that for yourself. You're going to probably be left with a feeling of just ickiness. When I overshare, I just feel this horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach after doing so. And a prime example of that for me was when I left my finance job. I was starting to set up a financial marketing sort of company, which has been put on hold. I've spoken about it in quite a few videos, and I announced this on LinkedIn. I said I've left my finance job as a power planner and I'm working on something myself, and I'll be announcing it soon. And although I had a really positive reaction, I felt really crap about it the next day, and that's because I hadn't set it up yet. I was very much in the process of setting it up. There was so many hoops I would have to go through. I wasn't even really sure if my heart was in it, yet I'd announced to everyone that's what I was going to do. Then you're just left feeling silly if you don't do it. You're left feeling pressured. I think I quite literally carried on with this when I wasn't really completely in it, if I'm honest, trying to set this company up because I'd said and made a bold statement. So like I say, sometimes peace and sometimes holding your secrets or your goals in here a little bit more is going to do you good. I know I do my monthly goals videos, but there's a lot of goals still that I don't share on there. I kind of share things that I'm not too worried about sharing with the internet, and if you watch them videos of mine, you'll know that I've reduced my goals down in recent months because I was just putting too much pressure on myself and making too many bold statements and realizing that no good is going to come from that. So stop oversharing. You'll have a much more peaceful life, and it will enable you to take the steps you need to become who you want to be with no outside noise and with no pressure. The next thing is going to be to stop moaning and to take action. Now, not something everyone wants to hear, but If you're moaning about your life, you need to take action. Stop moaning. Moaning is not going to do anything other than reinforce a negative mindset, which is going to reinforce how you view the world, which is not going to be in a positive way. And the way we view the world, as I said, is the way things around us will appear. We can either have a glass half empty approach or we can have a glass half full approach. So stop moaning. If you're unhappy with how your life is at the minute, you need to reflect on that and you need to think about the life you want and then take the action to get there. And the next part of this video is going to go into how exactly we're going to do that. So something that I did in December when I hit my lowest point, I was at rock bottom, I was really, really unhappy, was I sat down and I wrote a list of everything that I didn't like about my life in detail. Obviously I'm not going to share it, but I wrote a big list in a book, everything that I was really unhappy with, things that were not serving me anymore, things that made me feel not good inside. And then on the next page, I did a spider diagram. You could do whatever you want, you could just do a list of the life I want. And I was very specific about this because I really do believe what you put down on paper, you know, make sure you're intentional with it and make sure you put things down that you truly want. Don't put things down you don't want because you might quite literally get them. So be really intentional about this. Take the time to think about what do you want and who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? If you could reinvent yourself and wake up tomorrow as anyone, who would that person be? And you need to be very detailed about this. What would that person's morning routine look like? What drink would that person have? What time would they wake up? What would their evening routine look like? What would their body look like? What would their day-to-day life be? Really sit and think, if I could be the person I so desire, how would my life be every single morning? What would I be doing throughout the day? What job would I be doing? What things would I be doing? What would I be wearing? What would I speak like? What would my characteristics be? How would I speak to other people? How would I treat other people? And just really go to town on this. And then you just need to kind of evaluate your life, where you're currently at, this dream version of yourself, and what are the gaps? What can you do? And this is going to be the overwhelming part when you think, oh, holy shit, there is so much I need to do. And this is when most people give up because perhaps they've put a goal that they need to lose 2 stone and they want to work out every single day, and the thought of going from nothing to that just absolutely bamboozles them and they just can't do it. And I completely relate. I completely understand. I've been there many, many times and in loads of different ways. You need to almost have the excitement each day that the life you desire to have, you're going to get there and it's going to be really exciting. So wow, let's start enjoying the journey of becoming that person, and let's take some small steps every single day to become that person. As we implement those small steps, they'll just become normal, and then we've kind of ticked off a few things off our dream person list, right? And then you can start implementing other things, and as the months go by you can add to this and let it evolve in time, and eventually your routine will be closer to the person you want to be. But you've got to start somewhere, and kind of accepting that we are not on a race here is going to help you tons with this. What is the race? I know you want to wake up tomorrow being that person, but you have to take steps and work to get there. Rome wasn't built in a day. People that are at the top of companies didn't get there overnight. You really need to evaluate how important is it to you to become who you want to be and to reinvent your life. And if it's that important to you, you'll put the work in and take the time. There is no rush here, so let's just take the steps. And I'm still on this journey myself very much. There's so many things I want to change about myself, guys. I'm probably only 10% there on who I have wrote down that I want to be. But you know what? I've made the steps and I've taken the last few months and I'm on the journey. And once you get in tune with the journey, you just start loving the journey. You start loving the process. You accept and appreciate the small wins. You don't expect ridiculous things overnight. You just appreciate the little things, and it changes your whole mindset and the way you view the world. Another thing you can do, which I do, is to have a mood board or a goal board or a goals sort of board, whatever you want to call it, and have it on your phone. So as you can see, I have a goals board on my phone, everything. I think what is it called? Goals, whatever it's called. Everything on my phone. Every day I'm looking at that. That is going into my mind if I wanted to or not. I am seeing that so many times every single day. Little things that I want to be, and the more you reinforce it, it will just kind of become, oh, like it just, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it gets into your head and it's going to get you working harder. And then circling back to when I said earlier about doing the things the person you want to be would do. So just because you are not that girl, whatever that girl in your head is, just because you're not that person just yet, it doesn't mean you can't start living like her slash him. You need to start living like that person and doing small things that will make you feel like that person, to kind of almost give you the sense of what living that life would be like, and to almost give yourself that preview of what that life could be. And what I mean by this is, if you desire to have a certain job and you want to work in the city and you want to earn a certain amount of money, maybe take yourself to the city one day and go into a nice coffee shop, buy yourself a nice coffee, bring your laptop with you and start goal planning, and just kind of have an hour moment of living the life that you would be living and what the habits of that person would be doing. And it can just be a nice little treat for yourself, just a little kind of mood boost almost, to think, I can do this when I get there, and I'm gonna get there because I'm doing things every single day to be that person. Something just silly, but for me, like, part of it was, I always thought, that girl, the girl that has her life together, which I really want to be, they have matcha lattes every morning. So I started making myself my matcha lattes every morning, and not only are they good for you, they're better than me having coffee constantly. I mean, we are on our second coffee of the day today, but I was drinking way too much caffeine and coffee, and it was a good alternative. So I wasn't just doing it for the trend, but it was something I wanted to do, and it just made me feel a little bit closer to being that person. All these things are going to help you evolve your mindset and make you more positive, which are ultimately going to get you there quicker. That's kind of what it all stems back to. Another thing you're going to do, which is so important, is you're going to have time alone. You're going to stop filling your spare time with things or people. Stop socializing so much. You can still socialize, but you need to be just in quiet with your own thoughts sometimes, to really figure out who you are, what you're about, what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, how you feel. If you're busy constantly, if you're in an office all day, then you get home and then say your partner's at home, and then you have a bath and you're on your phone in the bath like I do a lot. When are you ever just at peace with yourself? You're not. You're never at peace with your own thoughts, your own mind. You're never listening to your own mind. I went through such a period of just feeling so lost and not knowing who I was. I couldn't even tell you who I was because I was just so lost with everything. And I spent a lot of time just reflecting on the way I was thinking about things. Why do I feel that way? Why do I think that? Well, that's not right, is it? So what can we do to kind of rewire our mind? And it might be that you need some help in this area. There's therapy out there, there's counselling, there's all sorts. But that's what I did personally, and it just really helped, just taking that time by yourself. And I'm not saying be a loner, but just take time away from things like your phone, the TV, and just really have a little bit of time for yourself to really think about how you feel. And something that I did for about 3 months straight was every single day I would track my mood out of 1 to 10. I would track what exercise I was doing. I would track what self-care I gave myself, because it's very important to have a little bit of you time. Even if it's 10 minutes in a day, you need some time for yourself. And I would track my food as well. And I would do this on just a piece of paper in my notepad, so I could clearly see throughout the month what was my mood like, how did my exercise impact that, how did my diet impact that, and really have an overview. And tracking these things and being accountable is so key. I don't feel I need to keep doing that now because I am in that good place, and I think it can be also a little toxic sometimes when we're too obsessive on rating everything and keeping track of everything. But when you're on that journey and on that process, I think it works wonders and really helps us to stay in check and to see where we're at with things. The next thing you're going to do is to stop consuming crap. And what I mean by that is less social media, less TV, and especially stop consuming things that don't make you feel good. Remove things from your life that don't make you feel good. If that is people you're following, probably heard that a million times, but unfollow them. If there is a certain girl on Instagram and you feel horrible in yourself when you look at her, that is a you problem. Obviously there's some self-work that needs doing there, but look after yourself and protect yourself and unfollow that person, because there is no point in seeing imagery or videos every day that make us feel in not a nice headspace, especially when we're trying to become a better person. So just simply unfollow them and it will make you feel a lot happier. And also people as well, this goes as far for people. Is there anybody in your life right now who does not make you feel nice when you spend time with them? You need to protect yourself, guys, and you need to really just distance yourself from these people. It's very difficult. If you're an empath, if you care about other people, if you're scared to let people down, it is really difficult to do this, but you have to do it to kind of step up, and you need to surround yourself with people that have the same values as you, who perhaps are doing well in life, or they're doing things that you want to be doing. If you constantly surround yourself with things and people that don't make you feel good, or who are just moaners, negative, you're gonna be that. You are what you surround yourself with. And the last thing you're gonna do, guys, obviously there's so many other things, but the last thing is we're not here all day, is you're going to stop comparing yourself to other people and just truly know that this journey is your own journey, and everyone has their own journey, and you are your own body. If that's your fitness, the way you look, your mind, how quick you learn, how quick you can do exams, how quick that you are progressing at work. Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own journey. Do not compare your journey to someone else's, because no one's life will be the same as yours. And what is that saying? Comparison is the theft of joy, I'm pretty sure. You need to watch Hailey Gamba, guys. She's incredible. She does so many self-talk videos. I've learned so much from her, actually. That's popped into my mind because she inspired me to do this video, and I'll link her down below for you to check out. She's absolutely incredible. I really love her, and she just really helped me through this time and just made me just think differently about things. The reason why I said that is because I'm pretty sure that was a quote that I learned from her. But yeah, stop comparing your journey to others or yourself to someone else. Easier said than done, but ultimately you're never going to live their life. So let's start living our own, and let's start actually physically living it, and stop living in here about things that are never going to be real for us. So I really hope this has helped you guys. I completely understand this is such a difficult journey to go on, and it's not for the faint-hearted, and that's why so many people stay in the lane they're in and they'll never change, because it takes work. It takes being uncomfortable, it takes growth, it takes not necessarily doing what you want to do in that moment for the greater good of your life, but ultimately you can get there if you put the hard work in, and you'll be reaping them rewards, and you'll be so proud of yourself and just so grateful that you put that time in and put that effort in. And yeah, there's so many other videos like this I want to do. I'm really enjoying just these chatty videos, just giving you some advice, hopefully helping someone out there. I feel like this is where my passion's at the minute, just because I've been through this myself, and like I said, I'm still on the journey, but as I'm learning things, I just want to share them with you and help someone out there. So thank you so much for watching. If you love this sort of content, let me know in the comments down below. Give the video a big thumbs up for me and subscribe. It honestly supports my channel more than you'll ever know, and I'd love to see you here for the next video like this. Have an incredible day, and I look forward to seeing you really soon, and also good luck on your journey. Mwah.